All right, thanks, Meredith. Well, it may be peak holiday shopping time, but today one JCPenney store will remain closed after firefighters say a blaze destroyed more than $1 million worth of merchandise. The fire happened Saturday night at the department store in Brandon Mall. Fire investigators say it started in the store's north end, but thick clouds of smoke quickly flooded both floors. Crews say the cause appears to be electrical. Some employees were still inside, but they were able to get out safely. No word on when the store will reopen.
It was one of the things on our list to go to JCPenney's, and now we can't. But we understand. We're not mad. They're mad, losing millions of dollars.
And we tried reaching out to company management, but so far we haven't heard back. Fire officials estimate the store will remain closed up until Christmas, largely because of the heavy smell of smoke. 5 after 5 now. This morning, a Lakeland family is mourning just days before Christmas after a 3-car accident killed 2 people. 28-year-old Charles Parker was in a Mustang with his girlfriend and another passenger on Highway 98 North when a Toyota Scion heading southbound was trying to pass a car and clipped a Cadillac Escalade. Just some devastating pictures there, causing that Scion to spin head-on into Parker's car. Parker had just bought Christmas gifts for his 4 children. For Parker's mother, Debbie Connell, the pain of losing her son is overwhelming.
I just went nuts. I fell on the floor because I was just total shock.
Deputies say Parker was not wearing a seatbelt. The driver of the Scion also died in that crash. And this morning we have a crime alert out of Hillsborough County to tell you about, where deputies say they are looking for this man caught on surveillance video at the Bank of America on Racetrack Road. Deputies saying he walked into the bank and then passed a teller a note demanding money. After getting an undisclosed amount of cash, the man took off on a motorcycle. It happened just after noon on Saturday. If you think you've seen this man, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. And also this morning, a man is recovering after deputies say he was attacked on Siesta Key. Now, Sarasota County deputies are trying to figure out what led to the fight. They say yesterday, Hunter Johnson approached the victim, Tyler Blanford, outside the beach club and punched him in the head. Blanford fell back, hit his head on the ground, knocking him unconscious. He was Bayflighted to Blake Medical Center, where he remains in critical condition, but at last check, he is stable. Police arrested Johnson and charged him with aggravated battery.
5-0.
And a money mystery finally solved after a waitress accidentally gives away a wad of cash. And this morning, we're taking action to help you get back to work with the help of our partners over at Job News Tampa. Macy's Credit is looking to hire customer service representatives. You can apply using the address right there on your screen. 5:08, we're back in a moment. Plus, a major settlement for the victims of a massive meningitis outbreak. And we're just a few short hours away from the start of NASA's second ever Christmas Eve spacewalk. But first, let's get a look at your traffic weather together. Here's Shay Ryan in the Action Weather Center with Florida. This morning, a Sarasota man will be waking up in jail after deputies say he deliberately set off an explosion behind his home. Deputies say Robert Branchfield mixed unknown liquids behind his house on Marlboro Place in Sarasota, causing that explosion. Neighbors, when they heard it, they called 911. Once deputies arrived, they arrested Branchfield. This morning, he's charged with discharging a destructive device. And also this morning, we're waiting to hear what may have caused a fire that tore through a Tampa home. It happened yesterday, sparking in the back of that house at Martin Luther King Boulevard and 20th Street. Those inside at the time were able to get out and no one was hurt. Again, right now, the cause is still unknown.
And now to an
5 after 5 now, a miracle just ahead of Christmas. This morning, several generous donors are being credited with helping a Salvation Army in Pennsylvania in a very big way. The building where this chapter of the Salvation Army operates had clogged drains combined with melting snow and heavy rains over the weekend. Well, it created a huge mess, as you can imagine. About 300 toys set to be distributed were all ruined. They didn't have the money to replace all those toys, but donors stepped up and in 2 days gave the chapter more gifts than they had before.
At this time of year, it's very important to the small children that they have, children of all ages really, that they have something, and the importance of the parents also, because they want to be able to give to their children.
The chapter's kettle drive also came up short, but those donors, they filled that need as well, pushing past the Christmas goal.
Right now, we're waiting.
The legal drama surrounding Aaron Hernandez continues this morning. Yesterday, the former NFL player appeared in court for a pretrial hearing in the murder case against him. Defense attorneys saying they're waiting for prosecutors to share several pieces of evidence. They also blame the prosecution for leaking information. Prosecutors insisting they've been handing over evidence as it has become available. 5:12 on your Christmas Eve. You're looking at the Strass Center right now. Beautiful picture over downtown Tampa. Just a few sprinkles out there. Low 60s in downtown. Your traffic and weather together coming up in just a moment. Happening today in California, the family of a teenager pleading to keep her on life support will take their case before a judge. They will ask for a third medical evaluation. Dewey McMath was declared brain dead after suffering cardiac arrest during a tonsillectomy 2 weeks ago. The hospital says it doesn't see a reason to keep her on that ventilator, but yesterday a judge ordered a second evaluation, meaning Dewey will stay on the ventilator for at least another week. Her family believes their little girl can still recover.
Never know when they're gonna pull the plug or make that decision, but I'm really just praying on it and just saying, you know, just give her more time.
And in the meantime, the California State Attorney General's office says it is currently monitoring that case. Happening today, the push to conserve water as water restrictions are being ordered for certain parts of Tampa Bay. And our Rob Munoz is live in the newsroom right now. And Rob, are these water companies giving us specific ideas on how we can conserve?
Well, Swift.
This morning, we're following a crime alert out of Tampa where police say they're looking for a violent sexual predator. Officers say 37-year-old Christopher Jones may have sexually battered a child. He was being monitored with an electronic ankle bracelet, but police say Jones cut that off, and they haven't been able to track him since. If you've seen him, you're asked to call Tampa Police. Right now, police in New Jersey are investigating a triple shooting that left 3 people dead and 2 others injured. Now police say they're looking for the person responsible. It happened Wednesday morning outside a bar in Irvington. Police say the suspected gunman tried to go inside when he was stopped by a bouncer. Investigators are still trying to figure out what led up to that shooting, but they seem to think there was some sort of fight just before. Officials are offering up to $10,000 for any information leading to an arrest. An update this morning on a little girl in Pennsylvania who inspired thousands to sing. 8-year-old Lainey Brown has died of leukemia. Lainey loved music and dancing. One of her dying wishes was for people to come to her house for a night of caroling. Well, on Saturday night, thousands of singers showed up to her home, and while she was too weak to go to the window, she did get to listen to that wonderful music just before passing away on Wednesday morning, surrounded by her family and friends. This morning, some furry friends are waking up in their new forever homes. The Humane Society of Pinellas County gave Santa a helping hand, delivering 2 cats to their new homes in Clearwater. The couple who adopted them says the group's new holiday service worked out perfectly.
Originally, we went for 1 cat, and then we saw 2 that were alike, and I talked my wife into it because I wanted 2, she wanted 1, and you know, I just feel like they're like human beings. They need a companion.
This is the Humane Society's first year offering Christmas Day delivery. It will run you $100 after standard fees, but comes with a collar, food, dishes, toys, and more. Organizers say there are still a lot of dogs and cats at their shelter waiting for new homes. This morning, thousands of people in the north are waking up in the dark, the bitter cold making it very difficult for crews to restore any power. Now, this is video from Clarence Center, New York, where floodwaters could soon be turning to ice. Well, right now, more than 500,000 people in the U.S. and Canada are without power. Crews, well, they're saying they're trying to do their best and they're making progress, but the extreme cold means the ice is not melting off power lines and limbs. To top it all off, wind gusts of more than 20 miles per hour are threatening to bring down more branches. Just amazing we're seeing pictures like that, but here we're talking about possibly 80 degrees today.
Yeah, in spots we will make it to the 80s. Now in downtown Tampa, I think we're going to be a little bit cooler than that. The bottom line is temperatures are much.
And a warning from experts, if you plan on making a return today, lots of stores are changing their policies. Plus, NSA leaker Edward Snowden speaking out, his message from halfway around the world. But first, here's our Shay Ryan with Florida's most accurate forecast. Hi there, Shay. Good. 5:34 now. The pre-Christmas rush is over, and that means it's time for all those holiday returns. Experts warning that many stores adopt stiffer return policies this time of year to try to prevent fraud. Well, for those of you planning to return gifts, Consumer Reports recommends you read any fine print. Look for restocking fees. Do not open the packaging, and always bring an ID, especially if you don't have a receipt. And returns aside, lots of stores this year are looking to make a buck with big after Christmas sales. Deal watchers say clothing stores will be offering up the biggest price cuts, some with discounts as much as 75% off. Experts also say to look for furniture, mattresses, and new cars heading into the new year. But hold off on buying those TVs and more electronics until closer to the Super Bowl. All right, we're going to live picture right now from Kohl's in Brandon. They opened up at 5 o'clock this morning, but all we're seeing is 3 cars right now. Our photojournalist Corey Deerdorf out there waiting to see if any people will actually show up for those after Christmas sales.